Hello and welcome back to Mario Kart Deluxe, where last time we played through the Crossing Cup on 100cc, and today we'll be playing through the Bell Cup on 100cc using Donkey Kong. We also unlocked a new set of wheels last time, and that set of wheels was the slick tire, so we're going to go ahead and use those today, and we're going to use them alongside the, Donkey Kong looks kind of funny in the land ship. Why not? Well, why not? We'll use the land ship, why not? And we'll use it along with the plane glider. Here are the stats. And once again, we're going to make sure that smart steering and auto acceleration are indeed disabled. And so without further ado, let's dive into the Bell Cup on 100cc. Let's do this. He looks really cramped in this little landship car. Anyway, so, welcome back everybody. For those of you who didn't watch last episode, allow me to run you down basically what we went over. So, we talked about mainly Skylanders, but then we closed out by talking about The Last Airbender. Go watch last episode if you want to see how we got from point A to point B in that train of thought. But, what I was talking about was how The Last Airbender is a terrible movie, which I don't think, well I say I don't think anyone, but law of averages, one person on this planet probably thinks that movie's a masterpiece, and they're allowed to be wrong if they want. Basically, it fails across every fundamental aspect of filmmaking in the sense that the acting is terrible to the point where you don't believe that anyone actually cares about each other. You don't believe that anyone is passionate enough to where they have a reason to care about the livelihood of anybody else in that universe. The internal logic of the movie doesn't make any sense to the point where it contradicts not only itself, but also the show it's based on, and what the new rules are don't make any sense anyway, so it's just pointless. The characters don't receive any development. You don't even learn what the main character's name is until, I don't know, you don't learn what anybody's name is until like 20 minutes into the damn movie. Now that might be a bit of an exaggeration, but the point still stands. It takes, you don't, the main conflict, like they're already rating the base by the time you know what anyone's name is. I don't even think you know what their names are by the time they're rating the base, to be honest with you. So, and on top of that, it's also visually ugly because it's just, I don't even know how to describe it. It's not visually appealing. The CGI on Appa is one of the worst CGI creations I've seen ever, and that's rivaling the original Sonic the Hedgehog model before they fixed it for the actual theatrical release. So it's really, really bad. And also don't even get me started on the fight choreography and the fact that there's literally CGI effects missing from the damn movie that clearly is supposed to be there. And the fact that they rushed through an entire season's worth of story in 90 minutes and it doesn't work at all. It's terrible. I hate it. And, I mean, no, well, okay. Maybe hate is a strong word because, like, for as much as I absolutely loved watching the Avatar The Last Airbender, I don't really have any, I'm like, it's not like Toy Story to the point where I watched it when I was a kid, and, like, that's why Toy Story 4 pissed me off so much, is because it's just, like, it's like I watched my childhood get ripped apart in front of me. So, Forget 45 hates the Last Airbender movie because of how closely linked to her soul the Avatar Last Airbender show is. But when I watch it, I'm just apathetic because it's like, this isn't good. Nothing runs with any sense of cause and effect or logic consistency. The actors don't look like they care. The writers clearly didn't care. The CGI artists didn't care. No one cared when they were making this movie. And I was just like apathetic about it. But it is still a terrible movie. It's just that it didn't personally piss me off to the extent that other films do. However, with all that in mind, now it's time to finally make good on that promise we made at the end of the last episode where I promised to deliver on a cliffhanger that I left you all on. So, let's go to the next race and find out what I was going to say. So, what I said is that the Last Airbender film kind of confirms my suspicions for a theory I've had in terms of the wider lens of people that view media as a whole. And what I meant by that is that The Last Airbender is a movie that you won't really find much resistance on. If you walk up to a random person on the street and you say, "The Last Airbender movie is terrible and I hate it," there's about a 98% chance that person will be like, "Yeah, so, get out of my face. What are you doing here?" Because it's just like, It's not like you walk up to someone and say, Raiders of the Lost Ark sucked, which it doesn't. Raiders of the Lost Ark is a phenomenal movie. But if you did that to someone, they'd be like, okay, you're just... Can I punch you in the face, please? Because it's just obviously such a wrong thing to say. So, it's like... By the way, I'm exaggerating when I say that, but the point being, some movies, if you say that this sucks, you're gonna be met with resistance because a lot of people love it, but not with The Last Airbender. The Last Airbender, everyone, with a couple exceptions, I'm sure someone on the planet will think it's a masterpiece. By and large, people agree that that movie is absolute, unmitigated garbage. However, if you are to look at something like Toy Story 4, or the Loki TV show, or other things, just recent things in general, like if you look at any of that stuff, and you say this is terrible, like, people think Loki is the best of the Disney Plus TV show collection. People think Toy Story 4 is the best Toy Story movie ever made. Also, I am not playing very well right now, but I'm gonna let you pass me so that spiny shell hits you and not me. So enjoy that spiny shell, buddy. Yeah, oh, thanks, that knocked it out of the way, and boom. Oh, I was really hoping it was gonna hit you while you were still floating over the gap, but sadly I didn't get that lucky. Anyway, Toy Story 4, like, saying that has like a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes or something, because people really, really believe that movie is of some kind of quality. And I think I know the reason why. I think I finally nailed down what it is about these movies that keep tricking people, because it's like, The Last Airbender shares a lot of problems. Like, obviously it doesn't share the same impact that Toy Story 4 and Loki do, because those shows actively, like, they're a continuation of a story, not an adaptation, so they have more to destroy, in the sense that Toy Story 4 makes the original trilogy relevant, and Loki makes Loki is made literally the entirety of the MCU irrelevant, as I've gone on a rant before. I am not playing very well today, or at least in this course I'm not playing very well, but, it looks like we're still gonna finish first anyway. And I think the reason why is because, as much as I hate to admit it, it all boils down to superficiality. And I'll go into a bit more, you can probably infer what I mean by that, but I'll go into specifically what I'm referring to when I say superficiality in the next race. Obviously excluding the fact that Toy Story 4 and Loki make their predecessors, all of them, irrelevant. The Last Airbender movie has a lot of things in common from a writing perspective and a character perspective, as those other pieces as those other pieces of art. So, the only noteworthy difference, because they're we'll just pick two examples. Both Toy Story 4, because they're both movies. Both Toy Story 4 and The Last Airbender movie have scripts that are utterly broken and characters that are horrendously written. But the difference between those two movies is that one of them is visually stunning with music that you just can't help but you can't help but adore listening to. Now, granted, that's because they ripped the music track from the original trilogy, but even still, you can't deny that Randy Newman is a damn talented composer, and he knows what he's doing with music. So, the music for Toy Story 4 is good. The animation, it's Pixar. You know that they're masterful animators. They know how to bring characters to life from a visual perspective. They know how to make, from a modeling perspective, they know how to make the lighting. They know how to light the scenes, to stage them, from cinematography. They know how to make a movie look good visually. Obviously, they have the money to do it. They have the talent to do it. But if you strip away those elements, if Toy Story 4 looked awful, if Toy Story 4 sounded awful, and if the actors had no talent, which they obviously do, obviously the people who are voicing the characters of Toy Story 4, they're very talented people. They know what they're doing. If none of those three things were true, I guarantee you, people would finally wake up and say, hey, Toy Story 4 kind of sucks. But they don't. And I guarantee you the reason why is because they saw the flashy lights, they saw the pretty colors, they heard the music, they heard the noises and the sounds their brains remember when they were kids, and they're like, this is a Toy Story movie and I like it. And I genuinely believe that is as superficial as it gets for some people. I genuinely believe Because The Last Airbender, I think, is the perfect example of it. Because that movie shares a lot in common with Toy Story 4 in terms of, like, broken scripts and broken world building and broken characters and things like that. And also, I guess, just sharing no respect for the groundwork that its predecessors laid before it, even though one's an adaptation and one's a sequel, but my point still stands. So, I really believe that it all boils down to the superficial elements for a lot of people. The idea that if a movie looks good and it sounds good and it's got great actors, then they'll be fine. And they'll think it's a masterpiece. But if a movie like if those 3 boxes aren't checked, then I guess your movie's out of luck. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention is the idea of a theme or message that gets spat all over the place. So, another thing, outside of the superficial, like, I still consider this to be superficial elements, so I guess outside of, like, the visual and audible elements of it, another thing that people will love to resort to as a defense for these kinds of things is the theme it's trying to go for, the message it's trying to send. And it's like, okay, you can have a cool message, but, like, write a poem if you want to communicate a message. That's not the... Because the thing is, I don't think what people, like, because I don't think anyone's trying to defend The Last Airbender for its messaging or whatever. But I guarantee you, if I was determined enough to do it, I could absolutely throw it together. Because that's the thing, is like in high school, the thing that a lot of English teachers would tell you is like, you gotta look for the themes. Like this, that's why it was so easy, is because you can literally concoct a theme out of thin air. You can just pick random scenes in a story, and just chop up the shoddiest evidence imaginable, just string it all together. And that's all that matters. Like my AP English teacher, senior year, my AP English teacher literally tells you, it doesn't matter if the message is correct. It matters if you can string together a message that could make sense with evidence from the story. That's all it is. That's all it is. And it's just, I didn't mean to get rid of that banana. It's just the perfect proof that it doesn't matter. Because any story, you can just cherry pick scenes and concoct a random message, and like you could throw a dart at a wall and pick a random word. And if you try hard enough, you could find ways to make the scenes. Oh, we are not losing this. That's not happening. We are not losing this. Not after we've come this far. Don't even try, buddy. Don't even try, buddy. Get away from me, Link. I think that's Link anyway. I don't know. I don't care. Either way, we passed him, so now we just gotta stay ahead. Okay, we're not losing. After we've had perfect runs to the other cups. We're not losing this far into the 100cc. 150cc is when we're gonna start losing. But for now, I want to at least try to say that I've finished 50cc and 100cc with triple star rankings for all of them, and we did. Cool. Okay. So to wrap up, you can cherry pick scenes from any story, no matter what it is, and find a theme that you want. It's not a substantive aspect of any story to try to ascribe that to it. You can have themes, like Aladdin, for instance, like, you know, the theme of be yourself and that kind of thing. But Aladdin isn't a great movie because of that. It's because of the masterful writing and the masterful story, the masterful characters and the masterful plot, not because of a theme. Because you can like cherry pick a theme, or sorry, you can staple a theme onto any story if you try hard enough. So it just doesn't mean anything in the end. So that's my rant on superficiality in entertainment nowadays. Anyway, let's go view the results. You collected 900 coins, and so a new vehicle customization option has been unlocked. And we'll find out what that is in the next video. But for now, that will be it for this episode. So, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time. I hope to catch you all tomorrow for some Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Goodbye. Oh, I thought they were gonna. Really? They only play credits after the Special Cup and Lightning Cup? I thought they were gonna play after the Bell Cup as well. Huh, weird. Okay, well, I was gonna say goodbye and enjoy the credits, but I guess we're not doing that anymore. So I guess I'll just say goodbye.